Certainly is. Thanks, Nikki. Now, I'm now joined by Justin Tomlinson, the Minister for Disabled People. Thanks for coming in. Well, you've seen the film. It does seem shocking that some people can't even get into restaurants and bars. There are no disabled toilets. I mean, do you find it embarrassing?
I'm really disappointed to see that. I mean, I think what surprised me most about that video was that it was big chains.
Yeah.
Now, I would have thought, as a given, they would have been able to deal with training, making sure their facilities are accessible, not just because of the Equality Act, but because the combined spending power of people with disabilities is £212 billion in this country. They're often the first to complain when business is tough. They are missing out, and it's so frustrating to see. Often it was just a lack of training, and it's something that should be avoided. OK,
look, you go to that restaurant, your office or the council go, and they see a disabled toilet full of, I don't know, toilet rolls, kit. You see an office there. You're obviously not happy. The council come in and say, don't do it. You empower them, you educate them, and they still continue. They give you lip service, but they don't change anything. What powers do you have to fine them, to close them down?
Well, through the Equality Act, there are the legal powers to fine them, as you say, to make them act. But we shouldn't be having to do that. There should be an absolute given, that £212 billion. And I say this, I was a former nightclub manager. It was my first ever graduate job, fully accessible nightclub. We commercially benefited from that. And it's so frustrating because, I mean, to see a disabled toilet being used as an office is unbelievable.
But I mean, it's complacency. It looks like complacency. You're in charge of this. They're almost sort of saying, yeah, thanks very much for the education. Thanks, yes, we'll do it. And they don't do anything. In this age, 21st century, and people are being carried to and from toilets.
Yeah. It's completely unacceptable, and that's why.
So why can't you do something about it?
So this was flagged up to me before. So I've met with the British Hospitality Association, who, to their credit, recognised that their members are missing out on this combined spending power, and they've agreed to do a joint guidebook with us, guideline, working with stakeholders.
Guidelines, but there's got to be action.
Absolutely.
You've got to punish them.
Yeah, absolutely, in conjunction by the law. The legal law means that they should be getting a lot of what we've seen in that video right, and that needs to be addressed. I want to know which of those chains that are letting them down so I can directly contact those chief executives and take that up. I understand for your video you've sort of kept it sort of broad brush, but I want to know and chase those. And then for those smaller, more independent organisations where perhaps we would have been less surprised, we're still disappointed, that's why working with people like the British Hospitality Association, we're going to spread best practice, improve that guidance. I'm with you on this 100%. They're the first to complain if they struggle as a business. Of course they're going to struggle if they are losing a huge amount of business.
Because we're talking about an act that's been here for 20 years, right? 20 years and people still can't get a toilet. 20 years we can't print a big menu. Why can we not have this as law that every single restaurant, you've talked about massive chains there, don't have an accessible toilet. They've got to have it, otherwise they can't open. Why can't you enforce that?
Well, we are, and we see lots of legal action that is taken, but it's that frustration that we shouldn't be having to do this. This is in their interest. As a business, they are marking themselves out from huge amounts of Christmas parties, of parties all year round by, if you make your venue not accessible, you're blocking people from coming in there. It's unacceptable, it's bad for business, and it's unfair on the people who are going to be missing out. As I said, I'm shocked to see so many of the big chains doing that. I want to personally go and chase those ones up. It shouldn't be happening. As a given, venues should be accessible.
Mr. Tomlinson, thank you very much.